Hi families, this is Cindy Aldridge coming to you today to talk about STAR assessments, specifically STAR Early Literacy and STAR Reading. So you might be asking yourself what STAR assessments are. Well, we have two categories, STAR Early Literacy for our kindergarten and first grade students, and STAR Reading for our second grade students. These are assessments that we use at the beginning of the year, usually part of a series of assessments to get an idea of what your child knows and can do in various areas. And in this particular instance, it's around early literacy, specifically the pillars of reading with word recognition, comprehension strategies, and in the case of students that are already reading, comprehension skills, and in some cases, some early numeracy skills that correlate with reading readiness. What these assessments are not are qualifiers for services such as early intervention or gifted. We also don't use these assessments as part of a grade for student mastery of content standards. These are assessments that teachers use to help them plan instruction and interventions during the school day. So, to give you a little bit of background about what will need to happen for remote administration of these STAR tests, your child will take the test in their home learning location. So that means that if your child is learning in a pod, we're going to need to ask that the pod leader provides a quiet location for your child to test. If they're testing at home alone or with a sibling or two, we still ask that there's a quiet environment that your child can work by himself or herself to be able to test well and show what they know. Your child will also be testing with a person who may not be their classroom teacher. So they'll be testing in a small group, anywhere between 2 and 4 or 5 other students, and they will meet up in a Google Meet to be able to take their test. Your child's teacher will get a slide that looks a little bit like this. At the bottom, you'll see student names, and your child will find his or her name at the bottom and click the Meet link and then the pencil to be able to get to his or her meet with the teacher, and then the testing page from Renaissance Testing. Once they get to that page, this is where we're going to need your help. Your child is going to need some help in entering his or her first name and last name, all one word, lowercase, no spaces. And this needs to be the first legal name. So for example, my son goes by Liam, but his legal name is William. So he would type in William Aldridge, all lowercase, one word, into the username, and his lunch number. That's what he uses to log into his Google Classroom in the second section. And then if your child is a kindergarten or first grade student, they're going to click into STAR Early Literacy. If they are a second grade student, they're going to click into STAR Reading. Some things that we need from you for help are that you are familiar with your child's testing day and time. It's a good idea to write that down so that you're aware of when that's going to take place. So like we said before, that you can have an environment set up for your child. You want to make sure that there are as few distractions as possible. That means that if it's in another location or in a place that's away from a sibling or other students, that would be ideal. We're asking that your child uses headphones. And that's because for the early literacy test takers, that test is read to the students and they need to be able to hear clearly. Having headphones helps them do that. And if they are taking the STAR reading test, just having headphones helps to eliminate any external noise and additional distractions. Your responsibility is tech support. And that means, like I said before, some help with logging into the test. And after that, you are pretty much done. Adults of any form, that means teacher or parent or pod leader, cannot provide academic assistance in any way. Remember, we're trying to see what your child knows. So we'll need for although their mic will be muted, we are asking for their cameras to remain on. In this week's newsletter, you will see the family guide for remote administration of the STAR test. Please take a minute or 10 to review those 4 pages of information that will help you get familiar with what's expected for families with remote administration. Some frequently asked questions are, when will I find out my child's results? Well, we have parent conferences coming up at the end of the first 6 weeks of school. And so if your child took the early literacy test, you'll get a copy of the diagnostic report. And if your child took the reading test, that's like second graders, you'll get their percentile rank report. If your child misses the assessment for whatever reason, please let your child's teacher know or let me know so that we can schedule a makeup session. We need to have all testing completed by September 18th. Thanks for listening. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to me at caldridge@csdecatur.net. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend.